Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, Naked Fusion. Every version of Yam Pottage tells a story. In this episode of my Yam Pottage series, I'm exploring a lighter, more delicate version. I will call it the Gentle Potage. Unlike the Farmer's Edition, this pot simmers into a soft, sauce-like consistency that flows like almost thick pepper soup. But here's the twist. There's something quietly aromatic about this one. Something that brings warmth, depth, and comforting Nigerian pepper soup feeling. Even though it still looks like yam pottage, you'll have to watch closely to catch it. This dish is simple, soulful, and full of hidden layers. A perfect blend of creativity and tradition. Perfect for lovers of Nigerian food, African fusion cooking, and comforting food with a twist. So here are the ingredients we'll be using. If you notice, we have our blended crayfish, our big crayfish, our scent leaf, some palm oil, and smoked fish, yams, and ugu leaf. If you look at our previous slide, you'd see there was no tomato paste, and that's because I left it in another container. But the tomato paste we used was very little quantity as compared to our farmer's pottage. So for this particular pottage, we're using very little tomato paste compared to our farmer's pottage. Also, we're using some spices that you didn't see. It was added to the crayfish. So let me just break it to you. So I added some store-bought pepper soup spice, and with that scent leaf and ugu leaf, we'll be having the taste of pepper soup mixed with pottage. So that's why we have that runny consistency, that sauce-like consistency for our yam pottage today. Next up, I'm going to put a pot on fire, and now we're going to be using medium heat for this one. Into that pot, I'm going to be pouring in some palm oil. I'm starting off with little at first, and I will add if necessary. So I'm adding some palm oil into that pot, and into this palm oil, I'm going to be adding some chopped onions. It's like almost having a warm pot meal. I'm going to add my chopped onions and then allow that to saute for a bit. To that, I'm adding my big crayfish. They are dried crayfish, big crayfish, and then I'm going to allow that also fry. What we're trying to do is to build up flavor, fishy flavor for this particular pottage. So to that, I've added my smoked fish. For your own recipe, you can decide to use whichever proteins of your choice. You can decide to use chickens, turkey, beef, cow leg, whatever makes you happy, you can use. So, but this is my choice. Like I said, I was clearing out my freezer, and I have to use things that are available to me. So after I've done that, I'm going to just mix that up and then allow that fry for a bit. Please ensure to check your stove temperature so that it doesn't burn. What we're trying to do is to just keep this on high heat, and that's what we want. We want to keep it on high heat. We want to release the flavors of this fish into the oil. After this has fried for a bit, we're going to add our tomatoes. You see the quantity of tomatoes I'm adding. It's literally about 2.5 tablespoons of tomatoes as compared to the other farmer's pottage where we use like almost a small bowl of tomatoes. So the reason we do this is because we are not trying to achieve the same thing as the farmer's pottage. This is a lighter pottage, a more gentle pottage. So after adding this, I'm going to mix that up together and allow that to fry for about 2 to 3 minutes. To my pan, I'm going to be adding some stock cube for seasoning. I'll be adding some crayfish powder, crayfish seasoning. And then this is our mix of crayfish and pepper soup spice. This is our mix of crayfish and pepper soup spice. So I've added that with a bit of salt. And I'm going to mix that together to incorporate. To this, I'm going to add my stockfish stock. You can see how little of that stock I'm adding. It's very, very little. It's not much. So I've used that stockfish stock that I have left over, and I've split them between 3 of these pottages. So to this pot also, I'm going to be adding water. If you noticed, our farmer's pottage, we didn't add water. I'm adding water. So this is something like a one pot cooking. Now I'm going to put everything together and just allow it to do its work. So mix that up properly and taste for seasoning. You need to taste. At this point I was tasting. So taste and check if you're happy with it. I think it was okay for now, so I added my yam skin. So I'm going to cover this up and allow that to boil. We want our yam to boil. We're not doing the slow cooking here. I'm just going to put the remaining crayfish and pepper soup spice together and cover that up. You can mix yours at this point if you want to. I didn't because, well, my sauce haven't boiled, and I know that when it starts to boil, I will be able to, it will still incorporate. So I just mix that up. You can see the difference between the farmer's pottage and this one. It looks really light, like pepper soup, but this is still going to thicken at some point because of course we're using starch, we're using yams. So I decided to add my remaining palm oil to this Gentle Potage. Yeah, it's not looking as the farmer's pottage was. That one had the sauce bonded to it. After some time, I've come to check my yam, and it's soft, so I decided to transfer that into a mortar to pound. But if you have a masher, you can mash your yams directly in the pot. So I just moved some of it into my mortar and I'm going to just pound that. And the reason I'm doing that is to thicken this sauce lightly, not too thick. We don't want it too thick. So after I've mashed the yam, I'm going to put that back in. When you're mashing the yam, it's not for a long time, just to crumble the yam. It's already soft. If you have difficulty crumbling your yam, it means your yams are not yet ready. You can see that even as we've added it, it's still not too thick, which is fine because this will still thicken up a bit. We want to still have that sauce-like retention while still thickening our gentle yam pottage. Okay, and at this point I'm adding my ugu leaves and scent leaves, and I'm going to reduce heat and allow that to cook just for a bit. So just mix that up. You can see the consistency is way different from that of our farmer's pottage. You mix that up and that's it. That's the end of our gentle pottage. It has a hint of pepper soup taste and pottage taste. Let me know in the comment section how many people will be trying this. If you want the full recipe, do not hesitate to ask. I will be waiting to send it to you as long as you are a subscriber. If you see our yam pottage, it has thickened up, and that's because it is yams. It is cold, it is more cold, and that's why it looks that way. But that is what we are trying to achieve. It's not as thick as our yam pottage. So again, I'm serving this up for my staff to taste, as I am not a yam person. It's not something I would do every day. So this is just tasting menu for my staff. As always, thanks for watching. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. If you like this video, do not forget to hit the like button, share, and if you are not subscribed yet to my channel, do not hesitate to subscribe. Until next time, keep exploring. Bye.